Hi, I'm Brother Prater. Welcome to my page. Today's video is going to be a little different. Um, I want to speak about my sister, Sheila Prater. Today, Sheila would have turned 49. And this is one of the times that, if she was here, we would be calling each other saying, hey, we're twins for 72 hours because of our birthdays being 3 days apart and we're the same age for 3 days. I can honestly say I've been a blessed kid having Sheila Prater in my life. Now, one of the things that those that know me, I always refer to her as Sheila Prater, not just Sheila, unless I got to get on her. Then I call her by her whole name, Sheila Denise Prater. But I will always call her Sheila Prater because not only her being my sister, but we were classmates. First, when I was in first grade, she was in the kindergarten, and so she got skipped up. So from the first grade on up to the 12th grade, in elementary school, we, ran across each other in the hallway. In middle school, we had the same teacher, but a different period. And then when we got to high school, we had the same teacher also being in the same class. So not only she being my sister, but also she was my classmate. She was also one of the ones that, she would help me cheat on her paper, So I had a friend in my sister. My sister was more than my biological sister. She was my biological friend. And so um, I just think about today and think about her and think about the impact that she have had, not just on my life, but in so many other people's lives. I've read so many different stories of how she helped others, how she ministered to others, how she helped them recover from different addictions and leading people to Christ, you know, carrying people to the hospital, taking them here and there. She did that. That's the kind of young lady that she was. And so for me to be able to have that type of person in my family that so happened to be in my heart, man, look here, I'm a blessed kid. I am definitely a blessed kid having Sheila Prater in my life. You know, as I was at work today, of course, I was thinking about today and everything. And I began to think about um, our life together growing up. Some of the childish stuff, some of the kiddish stuff we did. We did pranks. Oh my gosh, we did so much stuff together. Some stuff, I mean, we didn't do any like dumb stuff. We did some intelligent, crazy stuff. Um, oh my gosh, just randomly calling people, just strike up conversations. We would get not the yellow pages. The yellow pages was for business. This is back in the 80s. But the yellow pages was for business. We got the white pages. The white pages was residential. So we would call people randomly, just have a conversation. We were kids, Um, and and then also ultimately, one of the famous stories that some people find entertaining is years ago I was this was before the websites and stuff. I used to get on the dating hotline, and so I had a friend of mine named Paul that was on there with me, and we would listen to some young ladies' bios. And so one particular young lady caught my attention. And so I'm like, wow, it sounds like we're compatible, man. And so even my friend Paul said, man, she sound like the one for you. And so I'm up here listening. Now, if you want to talk to that person live, then you can ultimately hit the button and then you can talk to that person live. So I pressed the button and that person came online. So I was like, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And as I'm listening and sounding so sweet, so pretty, and so many similar interests, I'm like, wait a minute, is that Sheila? She said, is this you? I said, God Get your mind off this phone. It was my sister I was matched up with. That was crazy. Of all the people in the world, I was matched up with my own sister. You know, so, just stuff like that. It just made me laugh and think about today. So with that, I don't want to make it long, but I just want to say to everyone who been a part of Sheila's life, been a part of our life, me and Sheila, our family, thank you so much for honoring her on today, for keeping up her legacy, remembering her legacy. I would just ask each and every one, for those who, continue to pray for us and also know that we're praying for you. But I tell people, this is not the time to feel sorry for me. I had a beautiful relationship with Sheila. My thing is, I feel sorry for those who don't have a relationship with their sibling, who don't have that type of relationship that I had with my sister. Like I said, Sheila was more than just my biological sister, my classmate. She was my biological friend. Not just my biological sister, but she was my biological friend. And I had a friend like that in Sheila Prater. I am so honored. And so it's a badge of honor for people to call me, hey, aren't you Sheila Prater, brother? Yeah. Everybody just about knew me as Sheila Prater brother, and also everybody just about knew her as, hey, that's his sister. And so, with that being said, I thank each and every one of y'all for y'all love, support. And just know this is not today. This is not Brother Prater speaking. This is Sheila Prater brother speaking. Junebug. I thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. And like I said, I think about God promised that he would be with us in the difficult time, in the time of bereavement, in the time of grief. God said he would never leave or forsake us. So I'm holding on to that. And so me as a minister, if God gave me that assurance and that promise, don't you know, I'm no different than y'all. He gave that and extended it to you too. The key thing you have to do, since he extended it, we got to receive it. And that's one thing about it. I don't care what people try to give us. If it's not received, then it does us no good. So receive the help and the healing and the comfort that God has provided for us. He promised that he would never leave nor forsake us. He promised that he will wipe every tear from our eyes. He promised that. Let's hold on to that. So I thank y'all for y'all love and support and y'all tribute y'all have given to my sister, Sheila Prater. Thank y'all so much. This is from Junebug, Sheila Prater's brother. Be blessed.